Okay, we have noon. The next one is Samik. Now, for whatever reason, Samik has always been difficult for me to draw, and it's not that difficult. It's not a circle, and yet it is. But you have a little tail. You have a little upward tail, and I always have trouble connecting that for whatever reason. Samik is that. You just do a little circle, and there's a little tail right there. That's Samik. Now, you can tell by the word, the name, Samik, what it is, yes? Samik is S. Yes. However, it's S as in sack, sit, sweet. That is Samik. The next one is Ayin. Ayin is like a Y. And I'm exaggerating that. Ayin is like that. Now, Ayin is also, Aleph is a silent, I forgot to tell you this. Aleph is a silent, it's almost like an exhalation of breath. It's real soft. So it's considered almost a silent letter. The same thing with Ayin, except it's a little harder. And I know, in English, it's virtually indistinguishable. I understand that. So Ayin is the same way. Pronunciation-wise, with Aleph. For now, that'll work. Ayin is the backward comma. And I'm exaggerating that. Yod is not a comma, that's a letter. Aleph is the comma, and Ayin is the backward comma. Okay? It's just the opposite of Aleph. That's Ayin. Pei. Pei is an interesting letter. A little bit there, you go up, you go around and over. That's Pei. And Pei is, of course, the letter P, as in pat, as in popcorn, as in parrot, as in pipsqueak. That's Pei, is P. Okay, now, Pei is the fourth letter to have a final form. Kaf was the first, and I should put those in parentheses. Mem was the second. Nun was the third. Pei is the fourth. And again, it's just copying the top part of the letter. That's the medial form of Pei here. The final form is the same thing as the top, except you drop it straight down. You see that? It's the same thing on the top. You just drop it down. The tail uncurls, basically, for Pei. And that's the final Pei. And that's how the finals work. All of them except for Mem. And Mem is the square. Mem squares off. Now, Tsadi, and this is a TS. It sounds like a Z a lot of times, but it's TS. Tsadi. Tsadi. And when you say it fast, it sounds like Z, but it's Tsadi. And Tsadi, you go like this and over, and then you add that. And I'm just doing the square script with you, so I'm keeping it simple. So you just make almost like a caret, and then bring that up. It's almost like a backwards Y. That's Tsadi. And Tsadi is pronounced like the TS in bets. Like he placed his bets. The Ts is the Tsadi. So it's technically TS sound. So we'll put TS on that. Now, Kof. Q-O-P, although the P is spiratized. It's not a cope, it's a kof. Q-O-P. Kof is, you come around like that. It almost looks like a P, doesn't it? It's very close to a P, except it's not. And you don't connect them. That is not Kof. Kof is not connected. Okay? It doesn't touch, even though they're together. This is Kof. And Kof is, of course, Q as in plaque. It also says K as in king. This lesson book, this is a good lesson book. C.L. Seow, A Grammar for Biblical Hebrew, the Revised Edition. It's a pretty good little edition. He's real good with the alphabet. Now, Resh. Now, Resh is very interesting because it's curved and then it slightly goes up. Look how similar that looks to Dalet. Very similar. This is why we want this little section here on Dalet, the D. Because when you get writing, if you make that Dalet, someone might read that as a Resh, which is R. So be careful in forming your letters. As Dalet, I do this in a two-step. Dalet, one down, one across, and Resh is just one step. I just go like that. And that's basically all the difference. In the manuscripts, in the handwritten manuscripts, these two get confused an awful lot. So you want to be careful with Resh. It is R as in rash, run, rinky-dink, rainbow, R, Resh. Now the next two are very similar to each other. Here's how I do it. I go like this. Some people will go like this and then like that. That's fine. The one with the dot here, and this is not a dagesh. This is just a dot. Above this letter, this is pronounced Sin, as in seen. It's transliterated S like this. So Sin, with the dot on the left, is S prime. Okay? Shin is the one with the dot on the right end. And this is S. Can't remember what they call that. Little mark. But the dot on this side is S with the little caret. And that means Sheen. So this is S, and this is SH. Okay? You getting that? Piece of cake so far, you guys. We'll practice writing a few of these, I promise. The final letter is Tav. And Tav has a little leg down there, and it goes across like that, and there's a little bar across it. Not as big as this. You can see the similarity between Tav and Het. You can see the similarity between Het and Hey and Tav. This has to be showing. We have to have that leg and then over like that. That is Tav. Okay? That's why it's important to draw these right. That's T as in tank with the dagesh. Without the dagesh, Tav here is TH. It's transliterated as T with a bar under it. And not that big a bar, sorry. T with a bar under it. That's Tav. That's Thav as opposed to Tav without the dagesh. So let me double check things. Kof, Resh, K, Kaf. Kaf has the dagesh. Dalet, Gimel, and Beit. Okay. There is your Hebrew alphabet. Now what I'm going to do, I don't know if that's, I'm going to erase this and I'm going to write it larger for you. I'm going to make a table and then I'll go over it with you, okay?